lot of people are saying that we have bottomed and that retesting 77,000 level is actually what is going to take us out of the bear market. So far, so far, we can see that this might not be the case because Bitcoin never bottomed when the DXY is on the red phase. We explained this in our last update, and we just want to reinforce this idea and keep you level-headed when it comes to actually Bitcoin bottom during the best bear market. So we know a lot of people are saying that the bottom was around the 59,000 level, but we disagree because we have extra evidence that tell us that we might still have a long way before Bitcoin actually up bottom, and we know the level that we might have to be retesting. In this case, the 46,000 level would be that level, and the reason why is because the DXY is still on the red phase, and we need to wait for further evidence before we start jumping to conclusions saying that the Bitcoin bottom is in and the buy market is over. Hello guys, welcome to NX with your new video. And in this video, I'm going to give you an update on the price of Bitcoin. So today is Monday, and welcome to another Bitcoin weekly candle close. So as you can see from the intro, my last update, we can see that Bitcoin was actually trying to hold support or was retesting our 77,000 level, and many people were pointing that this was Bitcoin actually recovering. So I'd seen the bottom at our 59,000 level, and breaking the 77,000 level was a confirmation of these the next bear market move. So escaping from the bear market and trying to start this a new bull run, let's say. But of course, I disagreed at the time, and I was thinking that if Bitcoin couldn't hold the 77,000 level and got rejected again, and this would be a sign that this was just a dead cat bounce. And you can see why it was exactly a dead cat bounce from our 59,000 level to 77,000 level. And of course, we had to roll back down to the tests to make a lower low. In this case, I think Bitcoin made a low of 59,073 dollars, so which was a lower low compared to this previous low around exactly 60,000. So I was right to disagree with this theory, and I was more focused in seeing, because I say that the DXY during the red phase, Bitcoin never bottomed around with DXY being on the red phase, and you can see what just happened after the rejection. DXY switched from red to silver. You can see it's freshly printed silver. We are officially in a silver mode, and this is what I was advocating for. So meaning red phase Bitcoin never bottomed during that red phase. So far we have this evidence. You can see red phase never represented bottom for Bitcoin. On the other hand, we can see silver and green with DXY becoming strong is when Bitcoin can actually find bottom. This pattern repeats all over again. Based on our analysis, you can see the pattern here, especially in 2017. You can see during the silver phase, Bitcoin mostly moves sideways and had to come retest the bottom of this major upward channel and finding bottom during the green phase. So you can see the same thing happen in 2021. Silver phase, Bitcoin had, double top, of course, was a bit tricky, but you can see what happened during the silver phase. We quickly resumed to the downside and start moving sideways, and then during the green phase, where the DXY was actually strong, Bitcoin found the bottom below the bottom of our major upward channel and below the bottom of this downward channel, which I call the bear market downward channel, the blue channel. So the same pattern is happening again. You can see with this recent move, we can see that it's very similar to the previous bear market move. Now, you guys remember that I was curious to see how Bitcoin would react to this legacy trend line, which is the bottom of our major upward channel. You can see that Bitcoin is now struggling below this legacy trend line. So we've been here for 3 weeks in a row already below it. And what is holding Bitcoin at the moment is our 59,000 level, the middle of this bear market downward channel. And with the DXY switching from red to silver, we can see that the next leg for Bitcoin, it could be a sideways move, sideways movement, or a quick flash to the downside to come and basically retest our 46,000 level, which is very close to the bottom of this bear market downward channel, which is where I'm trying to call, I'm calling to be the most reasonable bear market bottom. It could be much lower, we don't know, but 46,000 level is a level that I will be happy to call the bottom or near the bottom level. And the DXY is actually, after this rejection, we can see and playing around with this level, we can see the DXY gain more strength and just close this week exactly at the 200 week moving average. The DXY, you can see this week just opened above the 200 week moving average, which is bullish. That's why the DXY, the super gap indicator switch from red to silver. That means it's very important. Is a sign that DXY is gaining strength. And when you see silver, as silver extends until we switch from silver to green, hopefully this is when we're gonna see Bitcoin actually finding lower levels and being very close to its bottom during this bear market. So this, so far, I have been right calling this new low. We have a new low and everything looks good. What we need to know now is how low it can be and how these indicators going to help us identify the possible bottom during this bear market. The DXY Bitcoin ratio, you can see that, I made this video, our last video was around this level. You can see where the DXY was actually retesting this upward trend line, and I say this is a very critical level. You can see that the ratio was as well trying to break this trend line, bottom mean trend line, to the downside, and I mentioned that breaking this level to the downside would be bullish, and the DXY confirming this break to the downside would be bullish. Otherwise, we were sitting, I say that we were sitting in a very critical level. We were sitting exactly above, trying to find support above the 77,000 level. You can see what happened, a critical level, a quick move to 82,000 and quick rejection. So meaning very critical. This ratio was actually giving us good hint that that level, if not broken, 77,000 level, if not broken to the upside, finding consolidating would be a huge rejection, and this confirmed. So far, Bitcoin made lower low. You can see the ratio made lower lows, but I notice a diversion from the RSI and the ratio. The ratio is making higher high, while the ratio is actually making a low in a lower low. This is a sign of diversion, which means there's a very strong potential for Bitcoin being near the bottom for this move market, and we understand why, a quick move to the downside, even if we don't reach the bottom of this level, the bottom of this channel, I would be happy to accept anything close to 46,000 level, because this would represent, you can see the ratio is an extension, is a confirmation for this diversion. That means this move to the downside could be very quick, just to confirm the diversion and then quickly recover to the upside and continue the bear market recovery. So I wouldn't bet that the current level is a bad level for accumulation, but where the bottom of the channel is, 46,000 level is a level that Bitcoin could retest, because we still have a long way. This silver could be extending for until November, let's say, and the green phase could come after December. That means we still have like a few 5 to 6 months to see Bitcoin movement within this channel, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin retesting this 46,000 level and then trying to come out around December, January next year. And this is what I wanted to show you guys. With the help of this ratio, we're gonna have to see if we see the RSI breaking this upward trend line to the downside. It's a confirmation that we've seen the bottom and that the market is recovering. The ratio will point to the same thing. So far, we are quite far from this level. We still have room to go down, and so far, that's why I'm hoping to see Bitcoin retesting 46,000 level without a major issue. Bitcoin feeling good index, you can see last time I gave an update on this indicator was when we were around the 46, the 46 level. And I mentioned that I could draw a line exactly with these 3 points. It would give me a resistance level. You can see after that, the sentiment tried to make a new high, but couldn't break decisively to the upside. So kind of consolidated. They found rejection exactly at 77,000 level, and then all the emotion came back down again as Bitcoin crashed from 82,000 toward the 59,000 level again, as we predicted, breaking this legacy trend line to the downside, and this caused the emotion to be again, testing as low as 8, and this is very understandable, because such a market movement would lead to this kind of fear in the market, and the sentiment was pointing that it was also a very critical level for Bitcoin at the moment, at that time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's the update for today. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and sharing this video with your friends and family. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.